Hey, love, and welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the podcast. For my friends on YouTube, this is Solo Sunday. I hope you are having a good week. Make sure you do tune into the podcast. I do have a guest every Thursday that episode launches, and we just featured Rachel Perlman. What a treat that was. We were talking so much about nutrition. She's a certified nutrition coach as well as a physical coach, so she can get you whipped into shape, and she also can tell you like really fun tricks and tips in the kitchen. It was a joy to interview her, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. And for the rest of you, I was saying on my Instagram this week, if you're following my Instagram, awesome, you probably saw this, and if you're not, follow me. But I was saying this week, oh my goodness, I feel so spread thin right now. Like, I don't know if anyone else feels that way. I do feel like this happens all the time during the holidays, but I feel epically spread thin. I feel like I'm doing a million different jobs. If you tuned into Jillian Van Neal's episode, that we can all do hard things, I believe was the title. We were talking about that too. I just feel like we have so many jobs right now and we're just trying to stay afloat, and the weight and the pressure is like on us. So I really wanted to talk. I had the question, feeling spread thin, and that is what I want to talk about today. So your schedule makes you happy and it makes you invigorated, right? It shouldn't make you feel overwhelmed or exhausted. But if it does, then anxiety often plays a factor into that. So you're anxious and you're stressed out and all these things because you just feel like you have too many things on your plate. Now, I am always someone who's going to take a million tasks and spin a bunch of different plates, but you have to be able to do it in a manner that you still are taking care of yourself and you still feel taken care of. And there is time for self-care. There's always time for self-care. Do not make that excuse, because if you don't take the time for self-care, you are going to find yourself being under the weather. You're going to find yourself easily agitated. I know sometimes when I'm like hangry and I have so much going on, I tend to like flip out super easily, and that's doesn't do me any good, and it sure doesn't do any good to the person around me. You may feel like everything, even the fun stuff in life, feels like a chore, which isn't fun. You're incredibly anxious. You may have a mental breakdown, or, out in public, you feel that the day becomes a blur. All these days start to blur together and you're like, wait, when was that? When was that? Because they're not distinctually identified anymore because so many things are just going on. You're just so overwhelmed. And maybe you feel like you're constantly eating but never having a meal. So this is one of the biggest things I see with people that feel like they're gaining weight, especially during the holidays. I know there's cookies and I know there's fun stuff and I know that we're wearing our sweaters and nobody knows what anyone's shape is anymore once we start to do that. But a thing is like stress eating. And stress eating is just, you're so busy, you're so hungry, and you're constantly just grabbing whatever's around you. I am going to do an episode on food prep because I think that that's something that's come up quite often in the podcast episodes. It's come up quite often on my Instagram, and people have been DMing me so much like, what are the best things to food prep? Or I don't have enough time to like do all these meals and put them in Tupperware. So that will be coming to you soon. But none of this stress and anxiety and feeling spread thin sounds good to me at all. It doesn't sound good to me at all. And I have been there. And it's just all too familiar. Like, the whole entire thing is just all too familiar. So in today's episode, I'm going to give you 5 nuggets or gems or little tips to help you feel less spread thin and to get yourself back in check. So strap in. So number 1 is a to-do checklist. Like a to-do checklist. Okay, so I know it sounds so basic, but there's so many different ways we can go about doing it. There is this beautiful feeling of watching the list get smaller, or physically being able to check something off or delete something off of a list that stimulates you and empowers you once more. I have completed something. I'm watching the list dwindle down. I'm getting somewhere. I'm moving forward. So we can do this in 3 different ways. We can do this with the notes page on our phone, which I do sometimes because I have it on my laptop, I have it on my iPad, and I have it on my phone. So no matter where I am and what device I have, I always have that notes, and I'm saving the environment. Number 2, I'm also a planner. I have planner person. So I have a physical planner and I have Google Calendars. So within that, Google Calendars gives me alerts and everything like that when I have meetings or important interviews or whatever it is. And then my planner just kind of gives me those day-to-day things. Within my planner, I actually have a beautiful little checklist section for each week or each day. So if you want to put down all the stuff that you need to accomplish that week and it physically feels amazing to go and like cross it out or check it off, that is a fabulous thing to do. Thirdly, this reminds me of Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. If any of you 80s babies or 90s babies are out there and remember that movie, you can always use a good Post-it. So Post-its are an amazing thing to invest in. I love Post-its. If you're not about all the color, fine. If you're not about all the clutter of a Post-it, totally fine. But Post-its, you can do color coding and you can prioritize, like my favorite color is pink, clearly, always, Elle Woods, but like pink, 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 pink is all like the things that I love to do, and it brings me joy to see it, and then I grab it and I rip it up. And then yellow is like, these are the must-dos or whatever it is. So there's so many different ways to do lists that make them fun. So go ahead and do a to-do checklist. That's my number one tip as far as feeling spread thin, get stuff written down, cross it off, feel empowered once more, and just get shit done that way. Another one is when you wake up in the morning. I've talked a lot about this. I was talking about sleep. I bring this tip up a lot, but this is a slightly altered version. So when you wake up in the morning, I want you to take an equity 5. That's what I'm going to call it now. Take an equity 5. So remember when you go to the theater, or when we went to the theater and you went to see live theater, and it always seems like the show time didn't start. If the curtain was at 8 p.m., the show time didn't start until 8:05. And call us divas, call us whatever, but whatever we needed to do in those final extra minutes of preparation prepared us to give an incredible performance. So give yourself an equity 5 in the morning. Sit in those sheets, enjoy those sheets. Do not look at your phone. Close your eyes and just mentally prepare for your day. Mentally say the things that you're grateful for. Maybe if you're doing some stuff with your coach or whatnot, like think about those things. Like, what are things that I can do today that are gonna make it great? Or why am I excited about today? This is all before you're putting your feet on the ground. This is all before you're scrolling through social media. This is all before you're checking your emails. Just understand that you get those 5 minutes to close your eyes, and if your list starts to become overwhelming and you start to think about all the things that you have to do and you start to get stressed out before your feet even hit the ground, then just say a mantra. And that can be whatever. I'm a badass bitch. I don't want stress in my life. I don't want stress in my life. I'm gonna have an amazing day. I'm gonna have an amazing day. I'm gonna have an amazing day. You know, whatever it is, and just say that in your head with your eyes closed. So do that. Give yourself an equity 5 in the morning. Turn off your alarm or make your snooze. I've done this as well. So get your alarm, set it for, I'm weird, I set it for like 7:01. I think that extra minute is everything. Set it for 7:01, but then have your snooze alarm be only 5 minutes. So then that's the 5 minutes. So you press snooze, take that equity 5 for yourself, and then when it goes off again, awaken yourself up, get up off the floor, walk, do whatever you need to do. Just don't find yourself like immediately going into the phone and scrolling, or immediately stressing about all the things that need to be done. That's tip number 2. Number 3 is when your day is crazy, which almost seems like every day for me except for Sundays and Mondays, but Sundays and Mondays are my catch-up days. But I still am doing a lot of things, but those are the days that I don't have like other side job things involved, and I can just focus on my specific platforms and cleaning and cooking. But give yourself on those days, those really overwhelming days where I literally sometimes have 20 minutes or 15 minutes to get ready, and that includes shower, packing a bag, whatever. Within that time, really enjoy each thing. So this is a way of meditating in a sense. When you are in the shower, and you're in there for 5 minutes, whether you're washing your hair or not, include your senses. Like, feel the warm sensation of the shower on your skin. Smell the citrus smell of your body wash. Don't be thinking about the list at that time. Enjoy like the sensation of the foam on your body from your body scrub and the loofah feel, and the scent of your shampoo and how it tingles your scalp maybe, or all those things. Enjoy those moments and focus on that. You can also play music. I always have, I want to say Alexa very quiet because she'll pick up on whatever I say, but always have that prepared and have that music ready to play, whatever that is, and just listen to that music or sing. Go ahead, if you have 2 songs that you love, like sing in the shower, which is great. I love doing that. And then I would say when you have that, like true, even with music, I'm looking down at my notes, but even with music, I even have that on for my dog. Like when I leave, I put her in her crate on days when I'm going away for a little bit or I'm going on a quick grocery store run. I put my dog in the crate and I have meditation music for her, for my dog Miko, and it's just soothing. It calms me down. So whatever that playlist is for you, for my dad, he's like a go-getter and he needs like pump up music. He needs like club music. And for me, I need meditation music. So turn on the spa music, turn on the meditation music, turn on the yoga playlist. Like Spotify is amazing tools for all that. If you don't have time to like put together a list yourself, there's plenty to choose from on there. So just get yourself in the proper mindset. Music is such a blessing. We have music in the world because we have artists in the world, and enjoy that music because it really does calm me down. So I always have spa music playing. I usually have to turn it off when I start recording because it's this like consistent, relaxing feel that I have going on in my household. And my 5th and final tip is prioritize. First of all, it's okay to say no. If you have a million projects going on and someone wants to invite you to another project, it is totally 100% fine for you to say, I'm so sorry, I cannot. It is okay to say no. So that is a big thing that I always talk about. If you want to know tips on how to say no, go back way far back. It was like episode 9, I think. We're already almost at episode 50, but it was the power of no. So listen to that episode. It'll give you a couple tips on that, but it is 100% okay to say no. And you may be like me. I have several tabs open on my Google, on my Safari, on your Firefox, whatever. I have all those tabs open. I'm on the phone with someone, I'm cooking something, I'm putting together Miko stuff. Like I'm always doing 7 different things at once. And sometimes you just need to realize what of those things is super priority. Yes, so what do you have to accomplish today and what is on the to-do list for later? And this kind of circles back to the first one. So prioritizing maybe with color codes or with your to-do lists, saying like, these are the must-dos today. Here's my to-do list for the week that I need to accomplish. And here's like some things that I would like to touch base on, as opposed to being so overwhelmed by all the things that need to be done. Because a lot of us are entrepreneurs right now, and I'm so proud of all of us for rocking it and nailing it and finding success here during this time of COVID. But at the same point, I don't want us to be stressed and freaked out. We have to still remember the self-care. We have to, I say self-care Sundays, self-love Saturdays, whatever you need, like you should mantra Mondays, like all these things you should be incorporating in your day. And again, to kind of go through them once more. So the checklist, however it works for you. Number 2, wake up in the morning, give yourself your equity 5. Number 3, be present even when you have those 20 minutes to get ready. Utilize all your senses, movement meditation. And number 4 is when you get overwhelmed, like listen to the music, just enjoy whatever it is to relax. And then 5th, number 5, make sure you prioritize. So try to incorporate those. If something works for you, screenshot this episode, share it on Instagram, share it on your social media page and say like, I tried this tip and it worked. Let me know what's working with you. Shoot me a DM. I'm always ready and available. And all that information is down in the show notes, whether you're watching this on YouTube, hey, or you're listening to me on your headphones or on your way to work in the car. So I just wanted to give you all these little tips that are helping me feel less spread thin. I hope you took away something this week, and I will see you on Thursday.